this. We're teaching the word. So this is the book of Numbers chapter 1, right? And verses 18. Watch this. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees. You know what is a pedigree, right? It's your bloodline, right? Like we can get a pedigree of a dog, right? If you want to buy the dog to make sure that it's a fool, right? So he said they declared their pedigree, right? Watch this. After their family by the house of their fathers. So it's based on your father. Your father is what you are because it's the man that carry the seed. That's why I was using that, I'll say a comparison when I say when you take a tomato seed from here, if I bring it to Mexico, I bring it to Nigeria, I bring it to Peru, Japan, it's still going to give me tomato. The tomato might not be big, it might look maybe a little bit fussy, but it's still going to give me tomato. You get that, right? Because when you go, for example, look, when Jesus was born, watch, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Today you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something. You'll be like, wow, okay. Then, you know, the Most High will help you with the Holy Spirit to understand. It's not me. Watch this. This is the book of Matthew chapter 1 and verses 1. The book of the generation. What is generation? What is the meaning? Your gene, right? Your bloodline, right? Watch. It said, Jesus Christ, the son of David. You see, it's the man that is mentioned first, right? It said the son of David, the son of Abraham. You won't see the woman being mentioned yet. Now the woman is mentioned because the Moses want to bring something about. Mostly you see what he said, Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob. You see now they didn't mention the wife of Abraham, his wife of who? Sarah, right? But you notice the man that can't be mentioned, he said, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas, and Judah his brother. So the point I want you to understand, your father is from El Salvador, right? That make you supposedly quote unquote Salvadoreño or Salvadoreña, right? However, watch this. You are not Salvadoreño because according to the Bible, you can't find Salvadoreño in the Bible. You won't find it. And you won't find Miami in the Bible. There's no Miami in the Bible, right? So how did God call you literally? How did the Most High call you? Have you think about that? Have you heard that question before? Now, it's not that interesting. I'm asking you that question. I say, how did God call you? What is the name God give you and give to your father? What name God give to your father and you? How did he call you? Do you know?
Latin.
Eh?
Latin.
Okay, you say Latin? Do you speak Latin? You speak Latin? Speak a little bit. I'm gonna say something in Latin and I want you to explain it to me. Deo parere debent hominis. What does it mean? You see, so you don't speak Latin. I know a little bit of Latin. It's a hard language. I learned Latin when I was in I'll say high school. I learned Latin. Latin, you don't speak Latin. You speak Spanish, right? Latin is a language that is spoken only by the priests in war. Italy, in the Vatican, they're the only one, right? Because they call you Latino or Latina. You know why? You know what? You know why they call you like that? Okay. The reason why they call you like that is because you belong unto what? Spain and Italy. Because Latin, when you say Latino, that word, first and foremost, is not from, you know where it came from originally? It was from Italy. It's Rome. But who conquered El Salvador? Who conquered El Salvador? Eh? You don't know? You went to school here, right? So who conquered America? Who conquered America in general? South, Central, East, West, Caribbean. Who conquered? What are the race of people and country that conquered? Give me an example. Because you speak Spanish, right? Why do you speak Spanish?
Because of my parents.
No, it's not because of your parents. You said because of your parents?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your parents. It's because of what? The conquista. You know, why do I speak French? Why do I speak English? Because of the so-called white man. I was conquered. We were conquered. You were conquered because the native Indian from El Salvador, they did not speak Spanish. You know the language they spoke? What language they spoke?
Nah, we spoke Spanish.
Hold on. You see this book right here? What does it say? I want to show you something heavy. You see what is it right there? Okay. I want to show you something. Because we don't study, right? You know what they say here? White people say the best way to hide from blacks and Latino, put it in a book.
Put it in the book.
Because we don't study, let's be honest. When you go to that library right there, Cascade Library right there, you tell me honestly, How many so-called Latino, so-called blacks are you going to see reading, studying? How many? Be honest. How many?
Not a lot.
But who do you see mostly? You see either white people, or you see Indian, or you see Iranian, right? Chinese, right? Because we don't read. We only worry about Messi, Ronaldo, Maluma, J Balvin, you know, Beyonce, Jay-Z. That's all we worry about. We want to work, make money, right? You see, you got a good spirit, at least you listen and you learning something, right? You see all these people, they're more older than you. They don't have wisdom. Some of them, they're like your father and my father, right? They could be our father, but they don't have wisdom. They're supposed to be the one teaching us this thing. But now we're the one teaching them. You got to teach your father. Why? Because your father ain't got that spirit yet. Now you can teach your father with respect. You see what I'm saying? You can let him know. He didn't know that, but you can teach him. But you do it with love and respect. You don't usurp authority over your father, right? Now watch this. I want to show you what they say. Watch. Because it's not going to be my word. Watch this. These people who wrote this book, right? Watch what they say. It says, so he went, right? I'm on the page 65, right? It says, so he went from island to island. Who? Christopher Colombus, right? Small and large, throughout the Caribbean, right? Wherever he went, Columbus planted a cross. You know what does it mean? Because before they came over here, before the so-called white people came to America, there was no Christianity here in America. When they came with this image. They're the one that gave this image to the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. Because your forefathers, they were not Christian in the beginning. No. They were not Christian in the beginning, right? Now watch this. That's why he said he planted a cross. Because cross has to do with what? Christianity, right? Why would he planted a cross? If they were already cross over here, does he need to plant a cross? No. Let's suppose I already have chicken in my house. Do I need you to bring chicken? No, I already got a chicken. But because there was no Christianity here, they came up with that thing, right? Watch this. He said, wherever he went, Columbus planted a cross, making, as he said, the declaration that are required. In Spanish, it's called requerimiento. And claiming ownership. When you claim ownership of something, what does it mean? Let's suppose I claim ownership of that car. What does it mean? What is ownership? What do I mean? Do you own this bag?
Yeah.
That means you're claiming the ownership of this bag. That's your bag. So this guy, Christopher Columbus, he's claiming literally the whole America and the Caribbean. Imagine now, watch it. It's an ownership of the land for his royal patron back in Spain, right? He said, despite the fact that Columbus, right, noted in his own journal, right, of the voyage that the people of this land, so from El Salvador, Mexico, America, all these people of this land, do not understand me nor I them. It seemed to have been one of a particular satisfaction, right? Right? Because what he said, which language did I speak? What he said? He jumped right here. He said, to him that never once did any of the onlooking Arawak speaking. You see the language that they spoke? Arawak. They didn't speak Spanish. Arawak. So what I want to show you, see, we the greatest people on the earth. It's just that we don't know. God loves you. The Most High loves you. But you got to love God back. How do you love God? You know how to love God? How do you love God?
I pray.
You say pray? That's good. What else do you do if you love God? If you love God really, what else do you do? What do you do?
Go to church.
You go to the church? Do you go to the church?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Which church do you go to?
It's in Great Falls.
Alright, watch this. I want to show you. This is how you love God, right? We're going to let Jesus Christ, not this guy. You see, not this guy, right? That's the devil right there, right? Because your forefather, right? They were not, our forefather, they were not white. They were dark-skinned people like the Native Indian. You see, this book right here, hold on. What is my book? You see this? This right here, you see the title? The Black Indian. Your forefather in El Salvador, I have a friend. A lot of friends of mine from El Salvador, very dark, just as me. Some even more darker than us, right? Watch this. The reason why you lose light skin, because when white people conquer, they rape the woman. They rape the woman. That's why you guys being enlightened. And more, a lot of people, they want to marry gringo. A lot of women, they want to marry gringo because they want to live what the white supremacy, the white privilege. They want the kid to look like white people, so when they look for a job, it's going to be easy. That's a very, very evil mindset, believe me, because we hate each other. Why do you think black on black crime? Why do you think black kill black? Why? Because when they look at this image, they hate their own self. Why do you think black killing Latino? Why Latino want to kill black? Why? Because when we look at each other, we look at each other as enemies. Are we enemies? No. We're the same people. We're the same people. But wow, this thing that they give into our mind, are people always, you know, a lot of people, they get mad because of his image. Believe me. A lot of Latino, they get mad when they see this man, they want to fight with him. A lot of them. Why? Because they don't have understanding, right? What? This is how you love God. What? This is how you love God. What? I'll show you. This is the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. Now, I want to see if you really, really love God. Do you love God? You do? Hey, you witness, right? Mm-hmm. So the sister says she loves God. Let me show you this. This is the book of St. John, chapter 14 and verse 15, right? It says, if you love me, keep my commandments. You know what does it mean? So, because I asked you, you say you love God, right? So, do you keep the commandment? Huh?
The commandments.
The commandment of, yeah, do you keep the commandment as is written in the Torah, in the first 5 books? Do you keep the law, the commandment? Thank you. You say you don't think so. That means you don't keep them, right? What? You don't think so, right? But would you keep it? Do you want to keep it? All right, good. That's all. As long as you learn, like myself, I was not keeping the commandment just like you. I used to be just like you. 6 years ago, I used just to be like you. 6 or 7, 6 years, 5 to 6 years, 5 to 6 years, I used to be like that too. But when I heard it, I'm like, ooh, okay. Then I start making changes and I keep the commandment. It's not complicated. And I know you can do it if you want to do it. Nobody can stop you. Because the most He give us the spirit, the power, we can do it. Now, if we don't want to do it, that's a different. Watch this. He said, I'm going to read verse 21. What he said to him? He said, he that have my commandment and keep them. So I'm going to give you some of the commandments that you don't know. I guarantee you don't know some of these commandments. Right? Some you know them. Right? Some you don't know. A lot of them you don't know. And I'm going to show you. Watch it. He said, he that have my commandment and keep them. So you got to keep them. Watch it. He it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. Now watch this. What is the first day of the week? What is the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Thank you. How do you know that? Who told you Sunday is the first day of the week? How did you know that? Huh?
I think I heard it in church before.
You heard it in church? Good, that's good. Sunday is the first day of the week. What is the last day of the week?
Saturday.
What are we supposed to do on Saturday? You don't know? I'm going to show you. Let's go right here. This is the book of Exodus. All right? I want to show you. It's good. You're gonna learn something. At least you're learning something. See, that's good. Exodus chapter 20. Let's read it. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20, and I'm gonna read verses 8. It said, remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. You see that? It said, remember the Shabbat day, right? The Shabbat, that's the Saturday, right? It said, remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. You see? It says, 6 days shall thou work, thou labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy Yahweh. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger, that is within thy gate. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore he said, wherefore the Lord blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed. So now, would you keep it? Would you keep the Shabbat? It's Friday sundown. So Friday when the sun goes down, you can't cook. You can't go see your friend. Okay? You can't use a microwave. You can't use microwave. You got to already prepare all the food because it's a feast day. It's a day of feast and rest. You worship the Most High. Whatever you get, if you got juice, you got water, whatever you got, right? If you're allowed to drink wine, whatever you got, right? But you have to already prepare the food. Because when the sun goes down, you can't turn on the stove. The oven, you can't use none of those things. So you got to prepare the food. Already from Thursday, that's what I do. Already from Thursday, I start preparing my Shabbat. I get all my food ready. If I want to eat rice, or whatever I want to cook, I want to make soup, I already get everything. Friday, before the sun goes, I finish everything and that's it. but you can't visit. It's a day of rest. You rest, you relax, you pray, you read the Bible. If you know any camp, you can watch video on YouTube from brother teaching on Facebook. You learn. You see, that's one law, right? Now I just show you that you can read it. It's all throughout the Bible. Now another commandment I want to ask you. So what is the first month of the year?
January.
Huh?
January.
Who told you January is the first month of the year?
School.
Thank you. The school, right? Now, is January the first month of the year? Do you believe that?
I don't know.
Are we to believe everything that we were taught in school that is true? Are we to believe everything that is true, is correct, everything? You believe everything that they teach you in school is 100%? Why? Because let me show you something. In which month do Christians celebrate I'll say Easter? Which month do they celebrate Easter?
March.
Thank you. March or what? April,
Yeah,
right?
March,
Mostly
right.
April. Mostly April. They're celebrating in April, right? Now I want to read something to you. Pay attention to what you say. You say they celebrate Easter in April, right? So keep in mind, I want to read you something. And I want to see if you're going to catch it. So pay attention. I want to read you this. Right? So I'm going to read Exodus chapter 12, right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 12. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12, right? In verses 1. Watch. Exodus 12 and 1. Watch. Let me read this. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 and verses 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Now, it does not say January, right? You'll be like, it just say first month. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say February, nothing, right? Now, I want to prove you something. What? I'm going to go to chapter 13. What? Because the Bible, God said we got to read precept upon precept. Watch. Exodus chapter 13, and I'm going to read verses 3. Actually, verse 4. What did he say? This day came ye out in the month Abib. Have you seen that word before? So you know which month is Abib? Do you have a phone? Would you mind Google? Oh, is in your car? Hey, yo, bro, can you Google that for me? I wanna show it for you. Google that. I wanna show you. I wanna show you. Watch this. The month Abib. Let's see what does it mean. Because this word, unless you don't know it, because you can't just read it. When you read it, you don't know the word. You got to go to Google, ask Google, what is the meaning of the word Abib? Which month it is? So we can get on there. I want to show you something. And you're going to be happy. You'll be like, wow, at least I learned something. That's that. You can learn this in school. You see, I got a lot of books right here. I study, right? I study a lot. For the past 6-7 years, that's all I do, study, right? I'm a civil engineering a major myself. Civil engineering from George Mason, right? But still, I do my own study, big time. You see that? I research. I don't just sit down on politician come on the TV and tell me bunch of it. Abib. What is Abib? What? I'll show you right now.
You know, they mentioned that book in that HBO documentary, Kill All the Savages.
There we go.
That's a good.
There we go.
That's a.
Hey, I like that.
That's a good documentary. If you ever see it, here's the thing. It's prepare not to come away feeling very well from it.
You see?
It basically attacks the idea of Western civilization.
There we go.
Like once you start studying history, like for instance, see there, that is true. Most of what we know about Jesus, or rather what has become, it wasn't called Christianity. That was a nickname.
Thank you. You see that? Hey, there we go. You see?
When Jesus did it, it was called the way, or the path. That's what it was referred to. The Christianity thing was far after.
Thank you.
Shortly
there we
after
go.
St. Paul's time or Saul's time.
Right.
Where it was just a nickname used to describe it.
You see? That's what he's saying in the book of Peter. There we go.
Yeah. It's you'll get a further view of it, like